Welcome to our sixth session on managing strategic resources and operations. My name is Dr. Reza Akbari and I'm the subject coordinator of this unit. In this session, we're going to cover supply chain management and logistics. By the end of this session, you can explain the basic concept of supply chain management, describe the activities associated with logistics, describe the type of risk supply chain face and ways to mitigate them, and describe how organizations are incorporating sustainabilities and sustainability issues in managing in their supply chain and explain how manufacturers could recover from it. Supply chain management is the management of all activities involved in delivering a manufactured product to the customer. The primary goal is to achieve customer satisfaction while maintaining reasonable cost. Supply chain management encompasses various operational activities such as working closely with supplier, managing purchasing processes, optimizing transportation and logistics, efficiently managing inventory levels, and mitigating risk that may disrupt the supply chain. Measurements of supply chain performance is crucial to identify areas for improvement. Additionally, ensuring sustainability practices throughout the supply chain is vital to address environmental and social concern. Supply chain play an important role in coordinating and integrating activity across the supply chain to enhance efficiency, reduce costs, and ultimately deliver value to customers. Logistics is a key component of supply chain management that involves the management of the flow of materials and transportation activities. The primary objective of logistics is to ensure adequate customer service while maintaining reasonable cost. It plays a crucial role in meeting customer needs and expectations by ensuring the timely delivery of products. Effective logistic management leads to improved efficiency in supply chain performance, including a streamlined transportation, optimized inventory level, and effective coordinations of various activities. By efficiently managing logistics, organization can enhance customer satisfaction, reduce costs, and gain a competitive edge in the marketplace. The function of logistics encompasses several key activities in managing the movement of goods within the supply chain. The first one is selecting transportation carriers. So, logistics involves choosing the most appropriate transportation carriers, such as shipping company, trucking firm, and air freight providers, to transport goods from one location to another. Managing company-owned fleets, distribution center, and warehouse. So logistics oversees the efficient management of the company-owned fleet of vehicles, distribution centers, and warehouses. Controlling interplant movement of materials and goods. Logistics plays a crucial role in coordinating and controlling the movement of materials and goods between different plants or facilities within the supply chain. And also, one of the primary functions of logistics is to ensure that the goods are delivered to the customer in a timely manner. This includes managing transportation routes, tracking shipments, coordination with carriers to meet delivery schedules and customer expectations. Overall, the function of logistics revolve around effectively managing the movement, storage, and delivery of goods within the supply chain to ensure efficiency, customer satisfaction, and the overall success of the business. The supply chain operation reference or SCOR model is a framework that provides a comprehensive understanding of the scope of supply chain management based on the key function involved in managing a supply chain. These functions are categorized into five core processes: plan, source, make, deliver, and return. The SCORE model emphasizes the need for a clear understanding of the interaction among all parts of a supply chain system. By aligning these processes, the model helps managers identify important performance metrics to effectively manage and monitor their supply chain operation. It serves as a valuable tool for organizations to optimize their supply chain activities, enhance collaboration, and improve overall supply chain performance. Sourcing is a key activity in manufacturing that involves obtaining raw materials, manufactured components, and subassembly required for production. It encompasses selecting and managing suppliers to ensure the availability of necessary inputs. In addition to materials, sourcing also include identifying and engaging service providers for various operational needs. These services can range from employment agency and equipment maintenance companies to information system providers, third-party logistic firms, engineering services, health services, and superannuation providers. With global sourcing, organizations seek to balance economic factors such as cost and efficiency with delivery performance and quantity requirement. Effective sourcing strategy contribute to cost optimization, supply chain efficiency, and meet customer demand. Purchasing, also known as procurement, is the function responsible for acquiring the necessary raw material, component part, tools, services, and other items from external suppliers. In good producing firms, purchasing acts as an interface between suppliers and the production function, ensuring the timely availability of materials needed for manufacturing processes. In service firms, purchasing buys the goods required to perform service effectively. The purchasing department plays an important role in supply selection, negotiation, contract management, and maintaining a stronger relationship between supplier and them. By effectively managing the purchasing processes, organization can ensure a reliable supplier of input, control costs, and optimize the overall efficiency of their operations. So purchasing department is responsible for um, planning the materials need for the organization, aggregate orders, selecting qualified suppliers and negotiating price and contracts, selecting transportation modes and mix, ensuring delivery, monitoring costs, and maintaining good relationship with internal department, external supplier, third-party logistic providers, and transportation services. Principle for working with supplier revolve around recognizing their strategic importance, fostering long-term partnership, and establishing trust for mutual benefit. Firstly, organizations should acknowledge the vital role that supply play in achieving business objectives and view them as a strategic partner rather than adversaries. Building a win-win relationship is crucial, emphasizing mutual success and shared goals. Secondly, cultivating long-term partnership encourages stability and collaboration, enabling organization and supply to work together more effectively over time. And lastly, establishing trust through openness and honesty form the foundation of the strong supplier relationship. By promoting transparency, communications, and fairness, organization and supply can create an environment that leads to mutual advantage and sustained success. Supply chain integration refers to the coordination of physical flow of material within the supply chain. It ensures that the right parts, components, or products are available at the various stages of a supply chain to meet customer demand efficiently. By synchronizing the flow of material, organization can minimize delays, reduce costs, and optimize inventory levels. On the other hand, value chain integration involves managing the flow of information, physical goods, and services throughout the value chain. It aims to ensure that these elements are available at the right place, right cost, right time, and quantity while maintaining a high level of quality. By integrating the value chain, organization can enhance customer satisfaction, improve operational efficiency, and gain competitive advantage by aligning all aspects of their business processes. Some of those primary mode of transportation are motor carriers or motorways or highways. Then we have railways or railroads, air carrier, water or shipment, pipeline, intermodal, as well as six mode. The first mode of transportation is motor carrier, motorways, or highways, widely used mode of transportation in domestic supply chain. Economic structure of motor carriers industry contributes to vast number of carriers in the industry. It is comprised of for hire and private fleet operations. There are different methods there. Truckload carriers, less than truckload, and it can be also a small package carrier. The next mode of transportation is a railroad or railways. Activity level have been achieved despite the lack of direction accessibility to all parts of supply chain. It is important to note that the railroads or railways are usually or naturally monopolies. There are two carrier type here, line haul and short line. So line haul is provide service between major markets and customers within those markets, and short line carriers provide the local and regional links between individual customer and the national rail network of the railroad. As we know, one of the mode of transportation is air carrier. So it can be combination carrier, move a freight and passenger at the same time. It can be just air cargo carrier. They're just looking into letters, envelope, package. Good examples are DHL. It can be integrated carrier, provide door-to-door services, so they can come to your place, pick up the items with motorbikes or ute and take it to the center. From the center, they take it with the truck to the airport, and from there goes on and it reaches to the destination. It can be non-integrated, means probably we need to take the package to the airport, and it's like an airport-to-airport service. And when it's reached the destination, someone from there need to go and collect it from the airport. The next mode of transportation, which one of the main mode of transportation for international trade, is water or shipment. So it's a major facilitator of the international trade with more than 80% of all the international freight movement. There are two primary carrier type there, the liner and charter. So liner employ a wide variety of ship in a fixed route. Charter lease ship to customer on a time basis to follow the routes of the customer they're choosing. There are options there. We can use container ship, bulk carrier, tankers, general cargo shipments, or roll on, roll off, or RO vessels. Another mode of transportation is a pipeline, unique mode of transportation, as the equipment is fixed in place and the product moves through the high volume. Three primary types. It can be gathering line, very small move oil from both onshore and offshore production to the site of central collection point. Trunk line, bring raw oil from extraction point to refineries and also refined product. A pipeline carries petroleum products from refinery to large fuel terminals. And of course, it is very important to note that usually in the world we will use mix of these modes of transportation, or we call them intermodal transportation. It is usually involved two or three or even more modes to move shipments. So logistic managers always look for the best way to move shipment by taking advantage of multiple modes of transportation, each having set and useful characteristics. Now, from beginning, probably you were thinking, what is sixth mode of transportation? It's basically moving from a physical world to digital world online, right? Product like movies, books, softwares, music, all converted to digital format. We don't need to physically transport them anymore. So let's look at some of those data. Sales of downloaded music were 6.85 billion in 2014 versus sales of CDs and vinyl albums at 25.9 billion in 2021. Sales of ebook reached to 5.69 billion in 2014, 18.13 billion in 2020, and are projected to reach to 23 billion in 2026. Probably we are all aware of Netflix. So streaming subscriber base reached to 221 million paid subscribers worldwide in the first quarter of 2022. The management of transportation of materials and goods through supply chain involves several key activities. So tracing shipment and expediting shipment. So the tracing shipment involve tracking and monitoring the movement of shipments while during transit. Expediting the shipments is if there are any delays or issues with the shipments, the transportation management system identifies them and takes necessary action to expedite the delivery. Then the second option here is coordinating with transportation hub. So transportation managers work closely with airport, rail, seaport, docks to ensure smooth movement of the goods, and also issuing and auditing freight bills. So transportation managers are responsible for issuing accurate freight bills or invoices to customers and ensuring that they reflect the correct charges for transportation invoice. In general, effective management of transportation in supply chain ensures that materials and goods are delivered in a timely manner with minimal disruption and optimal cost efficiency. The bullwhip effect refers to the phenomenon where small fluctuations in customer demand at the end of the supply chain are amplified as they move upstream, resulting in larger and more erratic swings in inventory levels. It is characterized by the following aspects. So, one is inventory expedite void swing, means the bullwhip effect causes inventories to fluctuate significantly with period of excess inventory followed by the shortage. Then we're looking into order amplification in supply chain. Each member of the supply chain tend to place orders based on their own inventory level rather than actual customer demand. And also we have lack of integrated communication system. So the Bullwhip effect is looking into its lack of effective communication and coordination between different entities in supply chain. So the bullwhip effect can have negative consequences to the entire supply chain, including increased costs, excessive inventory levels, stock out, and inefficiency in production and distribution. To counteract the bullwhip effect and mitigate its negative impact on supply chain, the following steps can be taken: modify supply chain infrastructure and processes. Basically, we're looking to evaluate and redesign the supply chain infrastructures and operational process to enhance flexibility, responsiveness, and efficiency. Then use a small order size. Instead of placing large, infrequent order, consider implementing a strategy of frequent, a small order size. This helps to in reducing variability and amplification of demand fluctuations. Next one, stabilize price fluctuation. So fluctuation price can contribute to bullwhip effect. Implementing this price a strategy that promote stability and discourage price fluctuation, such as long-term contract or price agreement. Then we have share information among supply chain members, establish integrated communication system to enable sharing sales, capacity, and inventory data among different participants in supply chain. By implementing these steps, companies can minimize the bullwhip effect and achieve a more efficient and responsive supply chain. Managing risk is one of the most important part of an operation manager's or supply chain manager responsibilities. So there are some steps we can take. First, identify risk that can occur or happen. Then assessing the likelihood that they will occur. Determining the impact on the firm and its customer, and identifying steps to mitigate those risks. Let's have a look at different risks. So the first one is a strategic supply chain risk and possible management actions. So in a strategy risk, we might have global economic risk, government risk, product risk, and security risk. Each of them they have more detail. For example, on the global economic risk, we have population and wealth forecast by country. The ways to mitigate this strategic risk is franchise and company-owned store mix. So each of these you can see we have some ways to mitigate those strategic risks. The next one is tactical supply chain risk. So under tactical risk, we have inventory risk, capacity risk, and logistic and scheduling risk. So you can see each of those, they have different components and we have ways to mitigate those tactical risks. For example, inventory and warehouse stock out. We're looking to add safety stock, inventory back orders, change order quantities. So these are the ways we can actually mitigate those tactical risks. There are common metrics used to measure supply chain performance. So the metric category is delivery reliability, responsiveness, customer related, supply chain efficiency, sustainability, and financial. So you can see in front of them we have the metrics and definition of each. For example, when we're looking at the delivery reliability, the metric is perfect order fulfillment, and the definition is the number of perfect order divided by the total number of orders. So we can actually measure the performance and we're using these metrics. A sustainable supply chain refers to the strategic and transparent integration of an organizational, social, environmental, and economic goals in coordination of key inter-organizational business processes. The aim is to improve the long-term economic performance of both the individual company and its supply chain. So some of the key characteristics here are like integration of goals, so sustainable supply chain align social, environmental, and economic goals to ensure a holistic approach to business operations. Transparency is crucial in a sustainable supply chain. It involves open communication, sharing information about sustainability practices, impacts, and performance throughout the supply chain. Then we have systemic coordination, which is a sustainable supply chain require coordination approach to inter-organization business processes. This involve working collaboratively with supplier and other stakeholders to improve sustainability performance at each stage of the supply chain. And then also we have long-term focus. Sustainability is a long-term commitment, it's not a short-term. A sustainable supply chain emphasizes the importance of continuous improvement, innovation, resilience, and long-term economic viability and success of a company in its supply chain. By adopting sustainable supply chain approach, organization can minimize negative environmental and social impacts, enhance their reputation, reduce risk, and create long-term value for themselves and their stakeholders. Now we have green logistic as well, is a form of logistic which is designed and arranged to be environmentally and often socially friendly in addition to economic functions. So in a green logistic, all of the issues which pertain to regular logistics such as efficiency, responsiveness, safety, and etc. still apply with the added factor of environmental friendliness. Sometimes making product environmental friendly may also lead to economic gains as well. A good example here is a beverage manufacturing could reduce the use of plastic by making thinner bottles, thereby cutting down on packaging and shipping costs. Now we come to reverse logistics. It's exactly opposite of logistics. So manage the flow of finished goods, material, or components that are unusable or discarded or can be defective. We send it back to the floor. Use supply chain from customer to what either supplier, distributor, or manufacturing. So the purpose is either we can reuse it, resell it, or dispose of it, right? So some of those activities can be logistic, marketing, sale, accounting, finance, call center, services, and legal or regularity compliances. Manufacturing good recovery refers to various strategies and processes aimed at extending the lifespan and value of product after they have been discarded. These recovery options are the first one is reuse or resell. This involves selling or providing used equipment or component part directly to customers. Examples include selling second-hand furniture, appliances, or clothes. By offering this item for reuse, the value is extended, reducing the need for new production. Then we have repair. A repairing a manufacturing good involves replacing broken or worn out parts to restore its functionality. This applies to items such as computer, vehicle parts, and then shoes as well. Repairing products helps to minimize waste and promotes a more sustainable consumption pattern. Recycling entails disassembling products and selling the recovered parts or scrap metals to other suppliers. For example, aluminum cans can be melted and transformed into new aluminum sheet and cans. Recycling help conserve resources and reduce the environmental impact of manufacturing. Then we have um, incinerations or landfill. So it's a kind of a disposal should be avoided whenever possible. This option should only be considered for goods that are not economically viable or repair, refurbish, remanufacture, or recycle. Effort should be made during the design stage to minimize the need of disposal through sustainable product design and material choose. Refurbishing involves updating the appearance or components of the manufacturing goods. It may include cleaning, replacing parts that was failed, or addressing the minor cosmetic damage that was not affecting performance. Refurbished products cannot be sold as a new or should be labeled as refurbished or refreshed, even if they are in excellent condition. Remanufacturing entails completely disassembling a product, repairing or replacing worn out or obsolete component, and reassembling it to like a new condition. For example, automotive companies may remanufacture vehicle steering mechanism control as dealer authorized replacement part with the same warranty as a new part. By implementing these strategies, companies can minimize waste, reduce resource consumption, extend the life of products, and promote more sustainable and circular economy. In conclusion, managing supply chain involves a wide range of operation decisions to ensure the efficiency flow of materials and transportation activities. Companies must navigate various risks associated with supply chain management. Balancing customer requirements with internal supply chain efficiency is crucial, and metrics play a vital role in achieving this balance. Adopting sustainable supply chain practices is strategic for organizations as it aligns social, environmental, and economic goals, leading to long term success and positive impact. Overall, effective supply chain management is essential for companies to optimize their operations, mitigate risk, and achieve the overall organizational objectives. And we reached to the end of this interesting session. I hope you enjoyed this session, and I wish you all the best and good luck.